Guys, it's Bridget again and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a get ready with me. Obviously this is the end result, but if you want to see how I got here, then keep watching. After I take the towel out, I usually spray this 𝙵𝙾𝙻𝙾𝚆 UV protectant / primer. That way my hair is protected from any UV obviously and from heat styling, because I do need to blow dry my hair. So after spraying that primer all over, I'm going to brush my hair with a wet brush. At this point, I would do a skin prep. It's super important to do a proper skin prep before applying makeup, just because that way you just prevent premature aging, I guess. So I won't do a detailed skincare routine. I leave that for my skincare video, wherein I go through my morning skincare routine and evening skincare routine in depth or in detail. So I'll just forward through the skin prep section of this. So skin prep is done. Should I change the angle of this? I feel like this is a little weird. Give me a sec. All right, is this angle a little better? It's cut off half my head, but whatever. So as I was saying, the next step that I would normally do is to apply some sort of like lip balm or lip gloss. The product I've been using right now is this TATCHA lip mask. It's non-sticky. It's clean skincare. It's really good. All right, so after lips, I then go on into a face primer. I currently am loving the TATCHA Silk Canvas Primer. So it's kind of like a putty, and then you just grab some. I feel like that's too much. I put some at the back of my hand if it's extra, and then I just apply it all over my face. All right, so primer is done and applied. So next I do spot conceal. So I have a little bit of redness, as you can probably see on camera, all over my face. It's just from like old acne scarring and stuff like that. So I like to use a full coverage concealer. The one I'm using currently is the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer in the shade number 7. Dab it onto where I have redness that's not underneath the eyes, because I'm gonna use a different concealer for under the eyes. All right, so I'm actually leaving the concealer on to have it almost like melt into my face before I blend it in. So next, what I would do, I would color correct my under eyes, because my under eyes are fairly dark. I have dark circles. I am using this Becca color corrector. This is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in shade medium to deep, and this was actually gifted to me by my friend Kendall. I just get my ring finger, like so. So what I do is I just apply it and dab it like on the inner corner, and I'm using my ring finger just because it is underneath your eye and it's a super sensitive area of your skin. So the ring finger has the least amount of pressure. So that's why I'm using that. And then just gently dab. And you don't need a lot of product because you're gonna go in with concealer anyway. But look at that difference. I'm gonna move closer. Like, see the difference? I haven't even applied concealer. So I'm gonna go and repeat that on the other side. Now I'm gonna go in with some under eye concealer, and I'm gonna use this Hourglass concealer. I just like to do kind of that, not apply too much. So now I'm gonna get my damp beauty blender, and I'm gonna just blend it with the tip. All right, so I then move on and grab my concealer brush. It's just a flat brush, looks like that, and I just go and kind of like blend the concealer spots that I went on. Now that looks blended, and then we're gonna go in with our foundation. I'm currently just using this Tarte Found Sealer, which I actually really like. It's their 𝙵𝙾𝙻𝙻 Found Sealer. I'm in the shade 34N Medium Neutral. This is so cool. I do one pump at the back of my hand. I dab it onto my face in sections. I usually start here. So I take my beauty blender and then I just blend. There you go. Complexion is done. So the next step that I normally do is I do my brows, but then I drink water first. I did go back to using my Anastasia pomade. I haven't used this in a while, so I'm using the brush that Anastasia also sells for their brow pomade. I don't know what number this is because all the writing's been blurred out, but it's just a flat out angle brush, like so. So I just take the product with the brush and I line my brows in, and then I fill my brows in. Now when you're nearing the front end of your brow, I change strokes to upwards starting from this point, just so it looks like natural hair strokes, because block brows are so 2017 and I was guilty of that back in the day. Okay, that's how it looks like. So this is what it is with product on, and this is without. Now halfway through doing them, I totally forgot to set my under eye, so let's do that real quick. I'm gonna use my setting loose translucent powder. This is the Laura Mercier one. So I'm just using this round brush, small round brush, and I take some product and I literally just like dab it on my under eye. Now it's not particularly baking because I don't use as much product, but it's kind of the same concept wherein I just set it with powder because I have really oily skin. I have, particularly on my T-zone, is super oily. So this allows me to extend the matteness of my look longer. And you'll blend that later anyway and dust that all off. So focus is there, and then I do it on my forehead, like right here. Then I also do it on my chin. There you go. Let's carry on with the brows. All right, brows are done. Moving on to eyeshadow. There's multiple looks that you could do, but because we're doing an everyday look, I'm gonna use and do what I normally do every day. So I am using this 27 palette from Melt Cosmetics. Really pretty colors. I got this as a Christmas present from my friend Kendall. So I'm just using this flat brush. You can use any brush, but I'm using the flat brush, and I'm just going to pack on a neutral shade as a kind of like a base, if you will. So I'm using this neutral brown and just going all over my lid. If I'm doing a more colorful look, then I go in with an eyeshadow primer just because it makes the colors pop more. But for every day, for neutral colors, I just go as is. So I then just grab a clean blending brush, and then I just blend that just a little bit. I can grab more product too. I apply the product and just kind of put like a round shape, I guess, followed my eye. And this way I'm just blending, and you see kind of like the difference. All right, now I'm gonna set this brush aside because I'm gonna use that later, but I'm gonna grab another round blending brush. I'm using this one. I'm gonna grab this second, kind of like this second shade, because this is the first one I used. I'm gonna grab this shade, and I literally just lightly blend that on my crease. Now you can choose to stop there, or you can also deepen the look and add a little bit more depth by adding a darker shade. Now I'm gonna use this shade, and I'm gonna use the same brush I used for the second color. Just focus it on the most outer corner. Now we'll put some eyeshadow on the bottom lash area. So for this, you don't really need a lot. At least I don't like to do a lot of it. I just like to put a little bit of color in there. So I'm just gonna use this one. And I'm gonna put that second color that we used, put a little bit on my brush. So next, I apply eyeliner. So I'm using this Anastasia liquid liner, and I just draw in my eyeliner. Ooh, sweating. So I would then just go on with a little bit of mascara. I hate putting on mascara. It's the one thing that I'm like, it doesn't really make a difference. If I want to have like lashes on or have a look framed by nice lashes, then I'd rather put like falsies on. Now what I do is I grab my powder brush, which is just a big round fluffy brush, and I kind of dust off whatever is excess off of my under eye that I put earlier. My chin, my nose, my forehead. Alright, sorry, my battery died, and if the angle changed a little bit, then that's why, because I had to put new batteries in. Anyway, as I was saying, we're moving on to bronzer. I'm using a matte bronzer from Too Faced, and I'm just using this like fluffy, slightly angled brush. I'm just gonna dab it on. Now, a tip that I learned, you can start where your hairline is, because if you deposit too much product, then at least it's hidden on your hairline. You don't have to worry about blending it on your face. At this point, I can take the clips out because I think it's gonna dent. It's already slightly dented. Alright, so bronzer is done. We are gonna move on to blush. I'm using this 𝙲𝙾𝙃 Rose Gold Blush Duo. And I'm just using a small blush brush, and I'm using this color. So we move on to lips. So I'm gonna line my lips with this Makeup Forever Artist pencil, or Artist Color Pencil, in the shade, what shade is this? 606, which is Wherever Walnut. I think this is the most beautiful like neutral lip color, and I line my lips with that. Face is done. Now we're gonna move on to hair because it's already setting in a weird place right now. Put some clips on. My hair is so long now. And then like so. Done. Now all I need to do is change into cute clothes, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed that little get ready with me segment, and I hope you learned a trick or two that you can apply on your own. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, please let me know down below. If you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!